What's up, everybody? Today we just have a quick overview video of both Starter Deck 8 and 9 that just released into the game. Now I will say, before we even jump into it, the Starter Deck 8, Luffy, the leader for this one, is kind of meh in my opinion, but the Yamato has some potential. I think they both have potential, but let's go ahead and we'll jump into it in chronological order here, and we'll just go ahead and I'm not going to keep these boxes for anything, so we're just going to rip it open, and right there you can see the deck in the little plastic. We'll throw that down. It does come with the little paper playmat here, so in case anybody is getting started out, whenever they buy these, they can, you know, play around, whatever. Basically, once you learn the game, you don't really need the zones, but it doesn't hurt. But we do have the Starter Deck 8 Luffy, and we will go ahead and open up the Yamato one as well, just so they're both opened up and be a little bit quicker to just kind of get through them. We're not going to go too in depth on discussion over, like, you know, usability and stuff, but we will kind of do a rough overview, some of my opinions on the cards in here. I haven't looked too much into them. I will say the packaging I do enjoy a lot more with the kind of team bag setup here versus the little cellophane slippy ring that they had on them before. I feel like those could have damaged the cards, and this just kind of keeps them a little bit more pristine. So I will sleeve up everything after the video, but we're gonna go ahead and we will get to the holos last. So we get a 2-drop 4K power 1K counter Gaimon. We get 4 of those. It's black, east blue. I could see some usability with decks moving forward. The green black Isho, maybe not so much, but then again, maybe there could be shenanigans. The Luffy deck is kind of a lot of things just mashed together. So got this 4-drop Kobe Navy, 1K power, 1K counter. Activate main, you may rest this character, KO one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less. It's pretty underwhelming, but you do get 4 of those. We have Shirahoshi. It's a blocker, 4-drop, 1K counter, no power. Obviously not going to be doing a lot of swinging with the princess here, but on play, give one of your opponent's characters -4 cost during the turn. That's not horrible, but at the same time, just do some play testing, maybe find a use for it. We got Vivi, blocker with trigger play this card, 3-drop, 1K power, 1K counter. Honestly, not a bad card at all. It's Alabasta, which could play in with 04 stuff like Rebecca. So good blocker. You get 4 of those. Higama, however you say his name. 2K power, 1-drop, 1K counter on play. Give up to one of your opponent's characters -2 cost during this turn. Everything seems to be staying kind of in line with black wanting to reduce cost, but I mean, I guess this card maybe for like a low drop, but at the same time, you have things like Suru, which would be better. Even Tashigi being a little bit more of a cost would still probably be better. So Makino, 0 power, 2-drop, 2K counter. That is a plus for this. There's a character with the cost of 0, draw a card. So, I mean, maybe in some circumstances you would play it to draw the card. You know, if you're playing like Smoker or something. You get 4 of those. This Garp, I believe this video will come out after the Smoker video for the week. So this Garp I've been playing around a little bit in Smoker, trying to find out a good way to use it. It's 5-drop, good little mid-range cost card, so you do get 4 of those. We get the Monkey D. Luffy, 1K counter, 3-drop, 5K attack. Really and truly not a bad stat line. It's just the vanilla, but yeah, 4 of those. We get Laboon. This is just a cool card in my opinion. Like, I mean, it is a 4-drop 6K power. That's not horrible. It's just the vanilla, but Laboon's cool. I like Laboon. Of course, 4 of those. Then we got Bon Clay. Oh, Bon Clay. Bentham. I don't know why I repeated his name so many times. But 5 drop, 6k power, no counter, Dawn ×1. At the end of the battle in which this character battles your opponent's character, you may KO the opponent's character you battled with if you do KO this character. So it's kind of like a 1-for-1. It's not horrible, but if you're swinging on leader with it, you don't have to worry about that going into play, but you are swinging 7k to use that ability. We're going to go into the events now. 2 drop Gum Gum Bell main. You may add 1 card from the top of your life cards to your hand. Give one of your opponent's characters -7 cost during this turn. Trigger, add 1 black character card with the cost of 2 or less from your trash to your hand. Not horrible. Honestly, now I'm thinking about it, I may play around a little bit with this in Smoker. So you do get 4 of those. Gum Gum Pistol, 3 drop. KO one of your opponent's characters with cost of 2 or less. Trigger, draw 1 card. Honestly, maybe a replacement for Meteor Volcano. Who knows? Just some playing, but you only get 2 of those, and then you get your 10 Dawn with a nice back to them. So now we're going to jump into the hollows. We have the leader of the deck, Monkey D. Luffy, 5k leader, 5 life. When a character's KO'd, give up to 1 rested Dawn card to this leader. Not horrible. Definitely boosts the power if you can KO some stuff before you dedicate to your leader swing. So yeah, it's kind of cool. It's just some testing. Like I said, I think it's a little bit meh, but you know, we'll just see what time has to say for us. And then we go into the super rares. First one being Uta, 2 drop, 3k power. This character cannot be KO'd by battle with the leader. Activate main. You may rest this character to give up to one of your opponent's characters -2 during the turn. Cost, -2 cost. So yeah, it's not bad. I know people have talked about utility for it moving forward into future sets, so I'm glad I have at least a couple of copies on hand. And then we move into the powerhouse that is the 9 drop, 10k power Shanks. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand, KO all characters with the cost of 1 or less. So you could clear the board, play it with like Garp or something, reduce, you know, if you have someone like Haruda or something, I guess. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here, but yeah, I think it's got some potential. So I've actually run up against people who played this card before, even before the starter decks were out, and it can be annoying. It can be unexpected, and it can kind of shift the game. So let's go ahead and jump into the Yamato starter deck 9 as well. And again, not gonna go too deep into things, but we will set aside the super rares and go ahead into just like the non-hollows. So Uzuki Tempura, 4 drop, 5k power. Trigger, rest 1 of your opponent's characters with the cost of 2 or less and add this card to your hand. So that's actually not horrible. I haven't really looked too much into this deck, so that's kind of cool. You get 4 of those. You got ulti, counter 1k, 4 drop, 6k power, vanilla. Honestly, not horrible. I like the stat line. I could see some usability there. Of course, you get 4. You got Kaido, a 4 drop Kaido, interesting. 5k power, 1k counter, Dawn 1. If you have 2 or less life cards, this character cannot be KO'd in battle. I could see that being used, to be honest with you. I don't know, maybe like because it is Animal Kingdoms, maybe in like Blue Yellow Queen you could use this, so something to keep in mind. Momonosuke, 2 drop, 4k power, 1k counter, just a vanilla. Not a horrible stat line. Prefer 5k power, but obviously they can't make everything broken, so still cool seeing Momo as a dragon. If you don't read the anime, read the anime, watch the anime, keep up with the manga. You may not realize this is the same Momonosuke from that's the Green Searcher. So Shinobu, I've seen this card used against me a few times in the sim. 3 drop, 2k power blocker. On block, you may add 1 life from card from the top or bottom of your life cards to your hand. This character gains plus 4k power during this battle. So it becomes a 6k blocker essentially if you add top or bottom card from your life. So if you pop this into like Katakuri or something, yeah, you could do some shenanigans to get things to your hand. And there's 4 of them in the deck. Shimotsuki, Shimosuke Ushimara. I probably just butchered that. Dawn 1, when attacking, you may add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life card to your hand. Play up to 1 yellow land of Wano character with the cost of 4 less from your hand. So it gets a character out. 5 drop, 6k power, not horrible. I could see it being used. Of course, 4 of. This card, Fugetsu Omusubi. 4k power, 3 drop, 1k counter. Trigger KO one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 1 or less. Add this card to your hand. So a lot of triggers to either get something off your opponent's field or get something onto your field, and yeah, add the card to your hand. Oh, we got Luffy, yellow Luffy, 3 drop, 5k power, 1k counter, just the vanilla. That's cool. I didn't realize this was in here. So 4 of those. Yamato. So not only is she a leader, she's a character. 3 drop, 3k power, 2k counter. Cool. When attacking, you may add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life card to your hand. This character gains plus 2k until the start of your next turn. So it stays. Okay, cool. So not horrible, honestly. Especially once we get into the leader, you can understand why adding stuff to your hand can be kind of useful. This is the 7k power, 5 drop Yamato, 1k counter, just vanilla. That's this card's actually, I've seen it used a few times against me. The 5 drop 7k stat line just is pretty solid. Narakaba. I'm saying it wrong. The arrow. I've used this card in Katakuri before. If you have 2 or less life cards, give up to one of your opponent's leader or character minus 3k power during this turn. Trigger, you may trash 2 cards from hand. Add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life cards. Yeah, Katakuri shenanigans, I think. That's what I've used it in. I thought for some reason this was in the Big Mom starter deck, but no, it's in the Yamato starter deck. So you only get 2 of those. We get a yellow Thunder Bagua, 2 drop, counter up to one of your leader character gains 4k power this battle. Then if you have 2 or less life cards, add one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less to the top or bottom of the owner's life cards face up, or just trigger and draw a card. Not horrible. You get 4. Then you have the Dawns. Now let's jump into the hollows. We do get the leader Yamato, 5k power, 5 life. Dawn times 1, opponent's turn. If you have 2 or less life cards, this leader gains 1,000 power. So it becomes a 6k power once you hit that 2 or less life, as long as you have a Dawn. So if you swung 6 with her, she then becomes a 7k power actually. So kind of a Whitebeard-esque-ness going on here, where on your opponent's turn you have like a way more powerful leader for them to deal with. So that's not horrible. We do have this Kazuki Odin that you get 2 of. I love the artwork on this. So 7 drop, 7k power, Dawn times 1. This character gains double attack. On KO, you may trash 2 cards from your hand. Add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life. So it's a little bit of life recovery if they are able to get this off the board. The cost with the power is a little bit steep in my opinion, but at least the card is beautiful. Odin is a true OG. And then we have the Ace, which I just realized that we have the Otama, that is the counterpart to this card, coming out. I forget if it's like a prize card or a promo or what it is. But anyway, 6 drop, 7k power. I like that stat line a little better. On once per turn, not on play. If this character would be KO'd, you may trash 1 card from the top and bottom of your life cards instead. So yeah, once per turn, you can just keep them on board by sacking a life if you want to. I could see that coming in handy. So not horrible. Cool to see a yellow Ace. So that was just a quick little overview of what you can see in the starter decks if you want to pick some up for yourself. Some of the cards, like I said, I think they'll have utility a little bit more moving into future sets rather than right now, but I think there is potential to use them right now as well. Add a few of the cards as tech into already existing decks, things like that. So maybe we'll jump into the sim and test some of these cards out in some different builds here pretty soon. But yeah, that was the overview of Starter Deck 8, 9, Luffy, and Yamato. If you liked what you saw and you're new here, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. If you're already here, just hit the like button and let me know if you liked the content or not. If you didn't, feel free to press that thumbs down and it lets me know to stay away from content like this. Anyways, until the next time, I'll see you on the open seas. Later, pirates.